Hi guys, happy Saturday. I am back today with my winter craft video that I have been talking about in my last few haul videos. And it's a very easy, I think, easy craft. And I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it. So let me just start by telling you what you're gonna need. Sophie's over here trying to, oh, I know, she wants my napkin. Okay. Go get it. Let me start by telling you what you're going to need for this project. You're going to need a piece of wood, a board. This is approximately 24 inches long. And this one actually comes with hangers to hang it long ways. But I don't want to hang it that way. I want to hang it vertically. So what you're going to want to do is you can either drill holes in each corner and use some twine. You could use wire to hang it by, or you could buy one of those sawtooth picture hangers and you could put that on the back here. But I am going to use either wire, a heavy gauge wire, or some jute or a little bit thicker jute rope to hang mine by. I got this piece of wood at Hobby Lobby. It was $4.99. So that's just, you know, give you an idea. Can't even do a craft video. Soph, you're in the way, dollies. She does not care. But anyways, okay, so you're going to need your piece of wood and some type of a hanger or wire or jute. Now, I don't want to keep my wood that color because it's too light for this project. So you could either paint it a dark color, or of course, I put everything way over here and I can't reach it. Sophie, honey, you have to get down because you're in my way. I am going to use some stain. This is Minwax and it's called Dark Walnut. So I'm going to use that. So I have a foam brush that I'm going to apply it with. And then I have an old rag that I'm going to take off the excess with. You are also going to need some stencils. You are only going to need a W, an S, and an N. You're going to need stencils that are approximately, oh, I should have brought my ruler out to see about how big the letter is. I would say about 4 to 5 inches your letter should be long, approximately 4 to 5 inches. You are going to need some white paint, possibly some black paint. I have to go look at my other project that I made because I can't remember if I used it or not. So possibly, I'll let you know as the video progresses. You are definitely going to need some orange paint. These are just the apple barrel. You could get them at Walmart. They're usually like 50 cents or whatever. You are going to need a paintbrush. And you are going to need your little pouncers for doing your stenciling of your letters. And, some tape so you can tape your stencils down to your board. I think that might be it, guys. All right, so let me switch my camera angle around and everything, and we'll get started. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll show you guys, for those of you that have never done staining before, I will show you a little bit of me staining the board. And then what I'll probably end up doing is fast forwarding through the staining process. And then I will come back once the stain is dry. So let me switch things around here and I'll be back. All right, we are ready to get started here, guys. I also wanted to let you know you'll need some disposable gloves because I don't care how hard I try. When I'm using stain, I always get it on my hands. So I would suggest wearing some gloves. And you will need like a popsicle stick or a skewer or something to stir your stain with. See, look, I already got it on the glove. To stir your stain with, because they tell you that you really should not shake the can, just to stir it up really well. And stain does really smell, so if you live in a warm area, you could really stain outside. So, all right, let me clean this off here. All right, so I'm gonna just start by dipping the foam brush in there and just wiping it on. Get this out of my way. I just try to spread it out. And then I take my rag and just wipe off the excess. Okay? Very easy, but very stinky. Now, if you want to, you can stain both sides. That's up to you. You're not going to see the other side. But if you're OCD like me, you want the project, you know, to look finished and complete. So I'll probably stain the other side as well. Okay, guys, we are back. Board is all stained. It's still a little bit wet, but it's okay. I can work with it like that. All right, so our next step is we're going to tape down, and hopefully the tape will stick to this fresh stain. If not, that's going to stink. All right, so next we're going to tape down our S, our N, and our W. Now, really, I probably should have bigger letters than these. However, I could not find mine. So I'm just going to have to make do with what I have. So I'm going to place them, and I'm going to try to get them, you know, I'm just going to eyeball it as much in the center as I can and tape it down. Okay. So, and try to, let me see, does it go this way or this way? This way. No, this way. Try and space your letters evenly apart and take into consideration, you know, the space between your actual cutout and your form itself. I know it's hard for you guys to see. Let me just kind of show you. Okay. All right. So, and then the W is going to go here. Oh, no, Sophie. You can't come up here now. No way, Jose. All right. So, let's see. All right, let me tape these down. As long as I'm sitting, she's going to keep trying to get on my lap. So I'm going to try and hurry and get these taped down so I could stand up and start the painting process or stenciling process. I don't want that to be in my way. Hang on. the tape. Get out of there. Okay, I don't want it to be in the, where I gotta do the lettering. I think I'm gonna put a little bit on this one side. All right, so you guys get the idea, right? I also want to try and have the same amount of space between my top and my first letter, the bottom and the second letter. So I think, let me look at this. I think I gotta come down a little bit. I'm not sure. I gotta pick it up and look at it, guys. Just give me 1 second. No, I think that's okay, because there's some other little additions that we're going to do on here. All right, now I'm gonna start stenciling. Now, stenciling is not my favorite thing to do, because every time I stencil, I don't care how much paint that I clean off of my pouncing tool, it still bleeds underneath the stencil itself. I don't care what I do, but I keep trying. All right, so I'm going to turn it sideways and work on it, and hopefully there, so that there's no glare on the stencil, so you guys can actually see. All right, so I have some white paint. I am just gonna squirt some out on my surface here. Well, I guess it would help. This is a new bottle, so I gotta take off the little doohickey over here. I'm not quite sure what it, oh, of course, it flipped right over on the table. Yes. I can never get away with getting paint on stuff when I'm doing a project. All right, just gonna start with a little bit. Now, if you any of you are interested, there's I can't remember how many that comes in the set of these. These are Martha Stewart stenciling tool things, and I think there's like 5 or 6 different sizes that comes in the set. And I think I got them at like Joann Fabrics, I believe. But I'm sure you could find them at any craft store. But I think I'm gonna use the small one. So I'm just gonna dip it in there, and then I'm just going to try and take off a little of the excess. And then I'm just going to pounce away. You guys can see what I'm doing, I hope. It's so hard to film craft videos and, you know, where you guys could see it really well. Like the girls that do jewelry videos, I don't know how the heck they get their camera nice and close up. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill these letters in. Go over them. You know, I want to go over it a couple times because I want it to cover. You want it to be nice and white. You don't want to see brown showing through your white paint. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to speed it up and I'm going to go on to the next 2 letters. Okay, so now that we have our letters stenciled, I'll give you guys a little close up here. As I said, I am not the best stenciler. Okay. All right, Now we have to make our O to spell snow. And all we're going to do is free form a circle shape using our little pouncer thing here. For this one though, I think I'm going to move on to my my little bit larger one. I got to add a little bit more paint here. All right, and I hope you guys are going to be able to see this. Let me get this out of my way. Okay, let me move this. Lay it on my napkin over here. All right, I'm going to stand up when I do this, and it's going to cast a little bit of a shadow, but I have to be able to see what I'm doing. All right, so let's... It doesn't have to be perfect, okay, guys? You want it to be on the wispy kind of side. And you just kind of want to fill in the little spaces in between your little circles that you're making. Wow, that's a sorry looking circle. I gotta turn it to where I can see it, but let me see. It's a little lopsided, but we're gonna fix that. The best we can, or the best I can, I should say. Okay, I think that's okay. Let me show you guys. Okay. All right. So we are done with our white paint. Let me just stop the camera for 1 second. I just want to put these little spouncers, rinse them out so the paint doesn't harden on them, and I'll be right back. Okay. Now, our next step is to make a carrot nose, because this little O is also a snowman. And I have to tell you guys, this is not my idea. I am not that creative. I saw this on Pinterest a couple years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's that kind of a rustic decor. As I mentioned, you know, to hang it, you could use the wire, you could use rope, or you could also use like a gingham fabric, just like rip a long strip so that it has the like jaggedy edges, and use that as your hanger as well. So there's another idea for you. All right, so now we have to do our nose. Now our nose is going to start, let me get my little paintbrush here so I can show you. All right, our nose is going to start right about here. So it's probably less than halfway down to the center of the snowman. From the top of the head to the center, it's going to be less than half, and fractions are not my strong suit. So perhaps 2/3 of the way, okay? So I have to turn this towards me though, so that I can see what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So let me grab my orange paint here, shake it up, No, Soph, you can't come up here right now, Dolly. Ugh. All right, I'm just gonna put a little bit here. It's not wanting to come out. It must be plugged. So I might have to just open the bottle. But anywho, all right, let me kind of just do like an outline of his nose. Actually, I think I came down too far, but you know what? And this tape is in my way, so I gotta move it. Because I want the nose to be longer and pointier. This is not the perfect brush for this, let me just tell you. I grabbed the wrong brush. So I'm just gonna kind of fill in. I'm not happy with this, but it's the best I can do with this brush, and I don't want to have to stop the video again, guys. So I just want this to come up to a point. There. All right, so let me show you. I actually came down too far with the orange for his nose. So I am going to try to wipe off some of the orange. And I can fill that in with the white. And I want it to come down just to here. Whoops. That might even still be. No, that's better. All right, stay there. All right, let me, I'm just gonna use, I don't wanna dirty up my little thing again, although I may have to. Okay, I'm just gonna fill this in here where I made a mistake. Whoops. I'm getting it in the nose. Wouldn't be a craft without mistakes, right guys? We all know. I can go back and touch that up. All right. Okay, so now that we have the nose done, we're going to move on to doing the snowman smile. Now, the key to making the snowman look like he's looking up into the air is you don't want your smile to be all the way down at the bottom like it normally is. You want it further up. So I will put the first dot so that you guys get the idea of what I mean. So we're gonna, let me just hold this up so I can see. We're gonna wanna go right about here. Okay, so let me show you guys. Okay, so now I am going to do a dot here and a dot here so that I can kind of get it like centered the way I want it. So let me see here. We're gonna put a dot here. I'm doing it lightly because I want to make sure I have it where I want it. And then we need one in the middle of those, approximately. There we are. And actually, I don't know, do I want to really fill them in? I think I should. And I could just take a paintbrush and fill it in if I wanted to, which I might do. But, all right. So let me show you guys how it looks. Put this out of my way. Okay, so you guys get the idea. He looks like he's looking up. Okay, now let me take the stencils off. I'm going to try to let this dry a little bit, but in the meantime, I'm going to take the stencils off my letters, and then you could see what a terrible job I do at stenciling. They always bleed through and look messy, but you know what? I am not a Picasso. I'm not a Leonardo da Vinci. So it is what it is. All right, let me take off this one here. Not too bad. Better than it's come out before. All right, so let me show y'all. I know you can't really see too well yet, but you get the idea. All right. All right, so now what we want to do, not that. Hang on, guys. I'm going to get a drink of water here. I'm very thirsty. I know I swallow very loudly. I don't know why, but I do. Okay. Our next step is we are going to make some snow. And this is a very, very simple thing. We're going to take the bottom of this paintbrush. We're going to dip it in the white paint, and we're going to do our little dots of snow. So let me put a little bit more white paint here. And I'm going to just dip the bottom of the brush. And I just want to make sure that it's, oh, that's going to be good. All right. So we'll just do like random dots. Let me see. Just keep dipping it and doing dots. I kind of like to do it like going off the side of the, oh gee, I just stuck my hand in the black paint. Isn't that a surprise? I like to kind of make them going off the side of the board a little bit. Also, you're not going to be able to see me up here on the top, but you get the idea of what I'm doing. Let me pull this down a little bit, and then you guys can see me doing like up on top. There's no rhyme or reason, you just dot. The less paint you put on, like the smaller, you could get a smaller paintbrush as well and put some smaller dots, which I may do. I think I might do that. Yeah, let me run and get my smaller paintbrush. It's in the other room. I'll be back, and I'm going to add some more smaller dots. All right, guys, I have all of my dots of snow on here, as you can see. Whoa, hello. Okay, so now it is time. Let me move you back over here a little bit. Now it's time to put our, whatever we're gonna hang it with. I went down and looked in my scraps of fabric, and I couldn't find anything that I liked. So I'm just going to use the wire for right now. But as I said, you guys could use anything you would like to hang this. You could use ribbon too if you wanted to. So, okay. So I have this piece of wire. This is about, I would say, maybe 18 gauge wire. So what I'm going to do is first I am going to, let me move this so you guys can see. I'm just going to, let me do this end. Put it through the hole, okay? Now I'm going to turn this over. And as you can see, I have this through the hole. Oh, okay. This is not working. I'm trying to, okay. So I have it through the hole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to coil this wire maybe 5 times around the Sharpie. So here's my Sharpie. I'm just going to put the wire. I'm going to start it at the end. Just be careful that you don't poke yourself with it. Okay? And then I'm just going to kind of coil it around. You got to hold the one end and then wrap it around your Sharpie, maybe like 3 times. Okay, so then you'll end up with like a little spring. And then I'm gonna like push it together. Okay, and then I'll pull it flat against the back of the board and then just push it down. That way it does not come through the hole in your board. And I'm going to now, let me turn the board over. So now, before I put this end through the other hole, I'm going to take a pencil, because it's smaller in diameter, and I'm going to do the same thing with the wire. I'm going to wrap it around my pencil to form the little spring. Okay, so let me see if I could get this to where you can see it. I'm going to start all the way at the end and then just kind of work my way up. But I want to make sure that I leave myself about 2 inches to put through the other end. Now I'm just going to slide it off the pencil, okay? And then we end up with these little coils, okay? So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to stick it through. Yeah, see, this actually is not long enough, this piece of wire. But I just want you to get the idea, because this is the only piece of, 16 or 18 gauge wire that I had, which is kind of what you want. You want it to hold its shape, and you don't want it pulling out of shape when you go to hang it up. So you need a heavy gauge wire. But anyways, I can still show you. Maybe if I can. Well, that'll be, at least it'll stay. So I have it wound around the back, and then this would pull up and you would have your little, you guys get the idea though, right? Unfortunately, I didn't have a long enough piece of wire to get the full effect. okay? But anyways, and that is it. Just attaching your hanger. And I also thought of something else, guys. If you wanted to add some snowflakes to this, which I think I'm going to do, I had bought these glitter stickers at Dollar Tree, and they have 2 sizes of snowflakes. I have a lot of snow on here, so I'm going to use these smaller ones, and I'm just going to stick them here and there on here. So let me open them up. Pull them out, and I'm just going to grab, I mean, I might put one big one and then the rest small ones. And if you wanted to, you don't even have to do the dots of snow. You could just put these little snowflakes all over if you want to. So let's see. Let me put a big one here. Put another big one over here. Whoop. And one more big one towards the top, and then I can fill in with the small ones. Let me see, where do I want to put this one? Here. Looks good to me. Okay, so this is what I have so far. That's the one on the bottom, and then I have these 2 here. So now I'm just gonna fill in and put a couple of the small ones. Like, I think I'll put one here. One here. One there. And I think, let's see, one here. No, I don't like it there. I know you guys can't see it yet, but I'm still trying to figure out, see if I could take it off and change my mind. Maybe here. And then one more on the top, I think. Let's see. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna hang this up and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished project. All right, here is the finished piece, everyone. I just think that this is so darn cute. It would look much better with a strip of fabric in the top instead of the wire, but unfortunately I did not have the proper fabric that I wanted. But I think this came out really cute. Sorry for the lighting. I wanted to hang it on the door so you guys could get a better look at it in my bedroom, and the lighting's rather dim in here. But anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this craft project. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I'm not the best at craft videos, so any feedback is greatly appreciated. So, all right, guys, that's going to end this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you very soon. Bye for now.